Welcome back to Da Nang, Vietnam. Today I'm showing you 6 apartments around the city, 2 low budget, 2 mid-range and 2 luxurious. My name is Tom and I do property tours in Southeast Asia, showing you the real prices and the reality on the ground. If you're angling for a trip to Vietnam, then drop me a comment and let me know your plans. It's quite suburban, this neighborhood.
Yes. According to me, it's the backside, and in the backside, we have construction.
Something you're always going to want to watch out for in Vietnam is making sure that the blocks around you are not under construction because, yeah, it's just going to make your life miserable.
No elevator.
Oh, you're killing me, mate.
And very, very high stairs.
Not a lot of privacy with these glass doors. But I suppose if you're living in a studio and you're kind of by yourself or even just with one other person, it's not the end of the world. Let's check out the balcony. Washer and dryer. And pretty high ceilings. Not the nicest of views, this one. You are looking onto the road, and Tuk tells me that this will be construction down here. Not to mention all this natural light which you're getting is going to be drowned out by another apartment building. All right, let's go check out the kitchen. Single burner hob, the hood, which is important. Microwave, kettle, and that must look familiar if you've been watching my channel recently. It seems like every single one of these new builds contracts the same sink manufacturer. I quite like the open shelves on the top here. I think because you've got quite a small apartment, there's no real point in having doors. Not a bad bathroom. And yep, that would work. Quite a new shower head too. Brand new, in fact. The bathroom actually opens up into the balcony, which is good for airflow. It just means that it's not going to get too moldy in here. There is a little bit of a smell. I'm not sure how you would describe this smell. It's it kind of smells like it's just been built and hasn't been cleaned yet. So we're in the bedroom, and as you can see, the wall on the window side has this grey tiles on it, which is quite unusual and just gives the whole room kind of a lifeless, kind of soulless vibe. Now, I'm not sure if they're just going for the kind of industrial look here, but when all the walls are grey and all the appliances are grey and all the frames are grey, it just feels a little bit cold in here. A bit, yeah, a bit dead, a bit cold. And even look, even the furniture is all grey. You can see the sofa's grey and the fridge is grey. But I mean, it's 10 million guys, and you've got 2 ACs, and you're close to the beach, and you've got plenty of coffee shops around this area. One of which we're going to go to now because I need a coffee, mate. I'm exhausted. So we're going to go grab a coffee, and then we're going to check out another budget property. Let's go. All right, so we're at our second budget property, and we're on a main road here. This is a very busy road. There are a lot of shops. which is good. Vintage store. A lot of kind of clothing stores. There's a bike rental place over there. Restaurants, there's seafood over there, and a lot of hotels. A bit lost. Trying to find this next place, and I keep going the wrong way. I think Duck has been locked in the room as well, so he's stranded and he's calling for me, but I have no fucking idea where this place is. Okay, greenhouse, we found it. Took has actually locked himself in the apartment, so we're actually on a rescue mission right now. Let's see if we can find him. What's the code? Oh, fuck, dude. Dude, I can see it's like caught on the...
It's crazy.
Rescue mission complete. Maybe you'll get trapped inside, but if you can manage to work the door, then this might be a nice place to live. Anyway, let's check it out. 40 square meters. Okay, so actually bigger than some of the other one bedrooms that we've seen already today. Got a washer on the balcony, which is a covered balcony, which is good when it rains. Clothes rack and view of the street. I can see a major red flag in front of us, staring us in the face. That is a vacant lot which has basically become a dumping ground for people's rubbish. Fuck. Unfortunately, that's quite common in Vietnam. Whenever you see a vacant lot, people will just come and dump their stuff there. So not unusual, and to be honest, not really ideal to be in front of it. But yeah, it's not the end of the world. A lot of windows in this one. And you're on the 4th floor. So this is the top floor of this apartment complex, which is good because it gives you plenty of natural light. King size bed.
Yes, king size.
AC in the corner, and pretty reasonable working desk. Living space. Let's take a look at that view, and then I'll show you the kitchen. Plot across the road where it's a veggie garden now. Is that going to be construction?
No, because in here, they just make the land. And when someone buy that land, they will make about like a year or maybe 6 months to a year to
construction.
Plan,
Yeah.
For planning for a building.
Okay.
Yes, and that one hasn't been buy.
Okay, gotcha. So
yes.
it's not a construction site now, but it very well could be in the near future. Yes, so if you're watching this video in 2027 or 2028, then that may already be a construction site.
Yes, that's right.
Let me show you the kitchen. Because you've got a lot of these like useful things, little plants, and a 4-burner gas hob. Yeah, this is well designed as well. If you basically wash your dishes and you put them in here, this tray beneath it catches the water, which is quite handy. And yeah, plenty of pots and pans to do some cooking. Full-size fridge and freezer. Yeah, this one I think has just been occupied, and yes, they haven't
just left.
Yeah, just left. Hasn't been cleaned yet. Very large shower with a rain shower head. Yeah, this one's very sizable. No height issues on this one. Also, quite nice tiling. I actually like this this style. I don't even know what it is, leaf style. This is one of the best designed ones that we've seen. And while I am a little bit hesitant normally to show studios, just because they can usually be so cramped and so kind of uncomfortable, because of the gigantic windows you've got at one end and the windows on the other side and the one in the balcony, it doesn't really feel like a studio. It actually feels more spacious than some of the one bedrooms we've seen. Maybe the only thing that puts me off is the kind of the feminine touch, the flowers and the blue couch, but whatever. I mean, it's comfortable, and that's really what we're looking for. Okay, so this one is priced at 13.5 million, which is approximately $480, $500. I'll put the correct amount here. That is negotiable on a long-term lease. And of course, when we approach the wet season, prices do come down. Finding apartments in Vietnam is already a massive headache, and something which can make it a lot easier or really kind of lighten the load is having a reliable, safe driver to take you around the city. Fortunately for me, I've been really lucky to have Duke here drive me around. Duke, do you want to wave for the camera, mate? He's a little bit shy, top bloke, really friendly, and most importantly, safe, always on time, and very affordable. I'll drop his number in the description, and if you guys are ever in Da Nang and you need a driver or you're in Hoi An, give this guy a call. So this is the first mid-range apartment that we're seeing today. We're currently in the Son Tra neighborhood. And this place is a little bit closer to the beach. And really, this is probably as far as I would recommend staying, because you kind of go any further and you reach a kind of fishing village and it starts to smell. And also there's just not really a lot down there. This is kind of the real limits of civilization. And I'll pop it on the map here so you guys know where you want to go and how kind of far up the Son Tra Peninsula you want to live. It seems a little bit industrial. There's quite a few like mechanics and kind of shops like that. So it's not going to be so convenient. There is a restaurant right there, local Viet spot. And yeah, besides that, there's a laundry across the road and a few little Viet stalls. But yeah, not a lot of restaurants. There is I think there's a Korean spot just there as well. Okay, so there is a couple. The next apartment is another example of newer not always being better in Da Nang. Yeah, save a bit of money on your energy costs having a fan. Quite like the dark wood of this one, and for 16.5 million, which is about $620. It's not the nicest one we've seen at that price point. I think last week we saw some better ones, especially because this one has no balcony, but plenty of natural light, and you are quite close to the beach here as well. Desk there to get some work done, and a queen size bed. Try to imagine that that's been made and looks really nice. Has got a leather backboard as well, which is good, and plenty of space for storage. Like the property that we saw in the last episode, you've also got this vent in front of the AC, which is a bit more aesthetic. A bit of storage on the TV unit as well. You will need to tour a lot of places to find your long-term home, because honestly, most of them have major downsides, as you've seen today and on previous videos. Another important thing to check in these properties is the power points, and making sure that you've actually got enough power points around the property. This one seems pretty well endowed. The tenant had just checked out and it hadn't been cleaned yet, which is quite common practice here. Agents are not afraid to show you dirty properties, something which I have discussed at length in other videos. And this one's actually got a window going into an alleyway, which will be good for ventilation. I mentioned this place was close to the beach. That's the Sontra Peninsula in the distance, and you're about maybe 150 meters from the beach here. Not sure I would go as far as calling that a gym, maybe a fitness room, but I have seen worse in some of these apartment complexes. This one, you know, you've got some decent dumbbells, like they go up to about 30 kilos, which is not bad. And you've got a Smith machine here as well, and a bench. So you could probably have a decent workout here, but I don't know. I still think it's not worth 16.5 million. Let's go check out the next one. The more of these mid-range properties that I see, as in price between $600 and $900, the more deflated I got. It seems like you're paying a staggering amount of money for something small and cramped. Personally, I would either pay for something much better or just bite the bullet and get a studio or a one bed for $300 or $400. It's almost the same thing and you're saving several $100s a month. What do you guys reckon? This is one of the few properties that I've toured on this channel that actually has a good working chair.
You're fired.
So 2 TVs, one in the living room, one in the bedroom, and 2 ACs as well. You could probably fit, oh, that's kind of dumb. I guess I didn't think of that. You could probably fit about maybe 5 people in this shower. It is quite a sizable shower. They have just put quite generic wooden shelves in here, which is, I think, a bit sloppy. I think if you're gonna spend this much money on tiling and, you know, creating quite a nice bathroom, you've got to put a proper kind of tiled shelf in there. That's just my opinion. I also think they haven't really thought about, well, about that. You open the door directly into the shower. Bit of an oversight. We are now checking out our first luxury property of the day. This one is quite expensive, so you might be a little bit surprised at how much luxury costs. We'll check out the pool area first so you can get an idea of the amenities, and then we'll go check out the apartment.
Some machines for you.
Would you count this as a gym?
No, not gym.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Oh, pull-up bar though. Okay. That's good. And bench. Okay, so the gym may have been a little bit underwhelming, but this one does have a rooftop pool. Not bad, but is it worth the price tag? Just want to say a quick thank you to everyone who likes, hypes, and subscribes to the channel. I really appreciate the support. I will be making these apartment hunting videos the focus of the channel moving forward. So if you have any feedback on the style or the types of properties that you want to see, whether it be low budget, luxury properties, let me know in the comments. I do read and try to reply to all of them. Considering the price point, it is quite a small balcony, and Another red flag is that you're looking directly at the power lines, which is not really ideal. I mean, far out, that's really close. You could even, I mean, not quite touch it, but anyway, it does wrap around this balcony. Got the washer dryer combo there. Brand new, they haven't even been opened yet. Queen size bed. Quite a small TV. But yeah, quite a cool design of this wall though. It's a raised section here. Balcony which opens, sliding door which opens onto the balcony, which I showed you guys before. Rain shower, brand new. And these green tiles are quite nice actually. They reflect the light. Took was just saying that because this property is so close to the power lines, it's not really great for your health, which is something I didn't even think of. It doesn't look great, but it's also probably not good for you. And when your main view is power lines, for me it's a deal breaker. So this was listed at 35 million or 1,332 US dollars. But while I was doing the tour, the owner offered a lower price at 33 and then said if you rent long term, we can get that as low as 30. You know, these places are rip-offs when the owner is already negotiating with themselves. Unfortunately, I accidentally deleted the footage of the second bedroom and bathroom. But take my word for it, it was more or less identical to the other bedroom, but without a balcony access. So not as nice. More and more new builds are starting to do is put like kiosks and grocery stores and convenience stores at the bottom of the building, which is actually really smart. I like that idea. Anyway, on to our final property of the tour today. One of the most luxurious buildings in Da Nang, definitely one of the most expensive. Let's go find out if it's worth the money.
Like a shop house that people rent it and to make a like restaurant or cafe like this.
Apparently it's finished, but yeah, I'll let you be the judge of that. Could definitely use a lick of paint. And that's all the way down. I don't think they clean these windows very often. You guys might not be able to see that, but there's a lot of stains and watermarks on the windows. And this place is really new, so it's quite surprising. And I think if you're paying such a substantial amount of money to stay in this place, you would expect it to be a bit cleaner. A little desk there. And to be fair, the furnishings are really nice in this one, especially. That's yeah, it's a soft backboard for the bed that goes all the way floor to ceiling, which is a really nice touch. And these kind of gold outlines are also really nice. But again, yeah, look at that. I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera, but it's just really dirty. Got a river view out that side. So ocean view on one side, river view out the back. And plenty of storage, shelves, and wardrobe. Now this bathroom is a little bit different. The color scheme and the tiles in this one are kind of a grey, kind of brown color. Beigey, I guess you would say. And as you'd expect, it is spotless. Shower heads. I'm not sure if this apartment's actually ever been rented before. Marble countertops in the kitchen. A bottle of Macallan there. I'm not sure if that's included in the price. Got a exterior balcony here, which basically just opens onto the road. Nothing too special. Essentially just a place to house the AC units and the washer dryer combo. Microwave again, yet 4-burner hob, or I should say 4 hobs. So how much is this corner 2-bedroom ocean view unit? A crispy 35 million dong, or 1,332 USD per month. And a very sizable TV, which is actually built into the backboard, which is quite a cool touch. Yeah, that is nice. Storage there, and more surprise hairs. You are paying for the view here, obviously, so the lower floors you can shave off an average of 200 to 400 US dollars per month. That's the Cham Islands in the distance. And you do also get a good view of Sontra. That's Panoma 1. So very close, definitely walking distance if you need to use the shared amenities. Unfortunately, these do incur an extra cost. I know it's kind of ridiculous. I break this down in my last video, and if you're curious, I'll put a link to it at the end of this one. I've got heaps more of these apartment hunting videos in the pipeline. So if you want to see the good, the bad, and the overpriced properties here in Da Nang, then subscribe and hit the bell. To see another apartment hunting video, check out this one over my left shoulder. And if you want to understand why the real estate market is the way it is in Da Nang at the moment, then this video might be a better option.